Hello there, good morning. We apologize for the late start of the news. I am Araba Aidoo and this is Yesterday News. Let's look at headlines making the bulletin this morning. Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association threatens to intensify strike by withdrawing the services of nurses in Christian health facilities despite order of substituted service secured by the National Labour Commission. Meanwhile, burn victims cry for help as doctors at the National Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and Burn Center are overwhelmed. We have these and more stories coming up. Please stay. Thanks for staying. Once again, the bulletin is streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube as GHOne TV. You can also find us on X. This morning, a pregnant BC candidate who was busily writing Wednesday's paper, but midway, labor kicked in and she delivered a bouncing baby boy. The incident happened at the Asanua Presbyterian Junior High School Examination Center at Mampontain in the Kwabre East Municipality of the Ashanti region. A teacher who witnessed the development, Desmond Ajay, told Ultimate 106.9 FM the student was quickly conveyed to the headmaster's office where she delivered. Desmond told reporter Ivan Hitcott Fumajo that a pastor of the Asanua Presbyterian Church conveyed the students and her baby in his car to the Victory Hospital where she is receiving medical attention. Still on the BEC, Education Minister Haruna Aidoo has cautioned the candidates against engaging in any form of examination malpractice. The nationwide examinations commenced on Wednesday with over 600,000 candidates participating. The minister, together with the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, visited various centers to assess preparations. Haruna Aidoo charged the students to remain confident.
This is an important milestone of your academic journey and your academic life. I want all of you to say softly in your heart that I'm booking my place at the Free Senior High School beginning today. You can do it with confidence. You prepare for this day. Consider exam as a normal process. You are only to put your knowledge skills acquired over the period to test. So you should not look as if you did not prepare for this day. You did. With confidence, be calm, be dedicated, be focused. Don't want to be the first to leave the exam room. Make sure you read, you understand, you answer the question to the best of your ability. But more importantly, integrity. Any student engaged in any act of exam malpractice, you will lose your future and even your dignity as a person. You can succeed with honesty and have faith in your ability to succeed with honesty. You represent the future, the wealth, and the health of our country. Today marks a good beginning for you to secure that future.
Let's now shift our attention to the strike which is happening in public health facilities by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. As the association says, the injunction secured by the National Labour Commission has been referred to their legal team and that the association is on the right course. According to the General Secretary of the association will go by the express dictate of the service, and that the association also added that they expect Ghanaians to They expect Ghanaians to tell their employer to heed to the implementation of their collective agreement instead of calling on them to rescind their decision. However, the striking nurses say government's failure to include the implementation of their collective agreements in their budget is a gross disrespect to the association. Still on that, the president of the Renal Patients Association of Ghana, Bafo Kojo Ahinkra, has appealed to the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association to end its strike and return to work. Renal patients begged the nurses to consider the plight of patients who are trooping into medical facilities nationwide only to be left stranded. He spoke on Start Today with my colleague Tutu Adanso. In another story, former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta is facing deepening legal troubles as both the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, and the National Intelligence Bureau, that's the NIB, have declared him a wanted man. The two state agencies have reportedly launched separate active investigations into his financial dealings during his tenure as finance minister. This follows ongoing efforts by the Office of the Special Prosecutor to get Ken Ofori-Atta to answer questions about alleged financial misconduct. Deputy Attorney General Justice Remsai has also confirmed the government has now initiated processes to extradite the former finance minister from abroad. Adding, the Office of the Attorney General is leading the coordination of extradition efforts with foreign governments. Let's go back to health. As the nationwide nurses strike continues, patients are sharply feeling the impact. Burn victims at the National Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and Burn Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital say they are not only enduring physical pain, but also missing essential care. A visit to the Burn Center reveals an overwhelming situation where doctors are now compelled to take on the role of nurses. Obed Kane Gaglo has more in this report.
Red armbands greeted us at the National Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and Burn Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The impact of the strike can be loudly felt here. Burned victims, some with wounds as fresh as their trauma, now endure more than their injuries. On a normal day, nurses would be tending their wounds. But for now, their relatives or doctors would have to play that role. This is the children's ward at the Burns unit here at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Nurses are still on strike, affecting healthcare delivery for persons who have been burnt. The situation, according to patients who are still admitted here, is that Senam, a mother of a child who suffered hot water burns, is devastated by the absence of the nurses.
You know, if it comes to burns, it requires a lot of attention. But here is the case that the nurses are on strike. We lack a lot of attention because Our kids supposed to bath every 3 days. They clean their wounds every 3 days. The wound needs to be cleaned today. But as you can see, there's no nurses around, and the student nurses too. I don't think they know much about burns.
The dire situation of the absence of the nurses is no different here at the women's ward. The patients who have been admitted here are only depending on the mercies of God to survive.
Nurses for no money, Hano. A high path is a boy or quite be breso. Boy, maybe buy her a gas na shishimina mieno. Ma who for to be our Omuni na ye jumaka until we buy anti a distredy and say, yes, papa, mamma. Uncha nanny. And beshom, ain't auntie almost suffer, yes, pa.
Obano hunto no cry almost say young coffee. Would the new coffee no I won't mention no so. Inti ama ye hunia yenye. She says, see a by ye, no one soon torn on to me, Nante. Bomb say ye uncle. Ye name baby a dear colano soko. Ye nisi council Rebecca said the call private hospital and now bibisa. Inti affecti and pa.
Racking into share. Dressing po. Shanachini na moja. Oh. You know, be morning yet dressing on my. Tiaman can say a draw cry, Uncle Sunny, if you share deal. A
medical doctor who spoke on condition of anonymity expressed deep concern over the increased workload due to the absence of the nurses. He lamented that doctors are now going beyond their core responsibilities, stepping into roles they are not fully equipped to handle. It has been 2 weeks since members of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association began an industrial action across public health facilities, pressing the government for better conditions of service. While negotiations continue, the effects of the strike are being deeply felt by patients. The situation here at the burns units of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital is yet another gloomy story of the dire effects of the ongoing strike. For GHOne News, Obed Kinga.
And that's it for GH Today News with me, Evelyn, Araba, Aidoo. Stick with us for more news updates on star.com.gh. Have a good morning.